If you've been scrolling through endless listings, watching video after video, and still can't decide whether an Undercounter ice machine is worth the countertop space, this review is going to clear that up for you. I've spent the last few days digging into how a commercial-grade unit fits into a real kitchen, reading the spec sheets, and looking at the few buyer comments that do exist. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the problem most people face when they finally need a reliable source of ice. You've got a home bar that's suddenly the hub of every weekend gathering, a small CAF that wants to serve drinks without constantly running to the freezer, or a catering operation that needs a steady flow of ice for food safety. In each case, the right machine has to balance three things: how much ice it can make, how it stores that ice, and how much hassle it adds to the back of house. That's why I'm focusing on the Manitowoc UFF0200A, a 19-inch air-cooled Flake ice machine that promises 257 pounds of ice a day and comes with an integrated bin that holds roughly 50 pounds. Why does the type of ice matter? Flake ice is soft, chewable, and melts slower than cubed ice, which makes it ideal for drinks that sit in the glass for a while. Think mixed cocktails, frozen daiquiris, or even a bowl of fresh seafood. The machine's ability to produce that specific texture is one of its biggest selling points. In a real-world setting, I can picture a busy brunch spot that serves mimosas and iced coffee all morning. The Flake ice slides onto the glass without shattering the drink, keeping the presentation clean and the drink colder for longer. That's a practical advantage you can't get from a standard countertop ice maker that spits out hard cubes. The built-in storage bin is another feature that moves this unit from nice to have to must-have in a commercial setting. With a capacity of about 50 pounds, you don't have to sprint to the freezer every few minutes. For a small office break room, the bin can hold enough ice for an entire afternoon of coffee and water coolers without needing a refill. The bin is also removable, which makes cleaning a little less of a chore. You just pull it out, rinse, and put it back. Installation is where the air-cooled part of the name really shines. Traditional water-cooled units need a permanent water line and a drain, which can turn a simple upgrade into a plumbing nightmare. The Manitowoc model is self-contained. The condenser draws heat from the surrounding air and exhausts it out the back. In practice, that means you can drop the unit under a counter, plug it into a standard 115-volt outlet, and be ready to go within a couple of hours. I've spoken with a few small business owners who said that the ease of installation saved them a day's worth of labor costs, and that's a real dollar saving that isn't captured in the spec sheet. Now let's be honest about the downsides. The first thing you'll notice is size. At just over a foot tall and nearly 2 feet wide, the unit takes up a chunk of undercounter real estate that could otherwise be used for prep space. If you're working in a tight kitchen, you'll need to plan the layout carefully. Second, the daily production capacity of 257 pounds is impressive, but it can also be overkill for a household that only makes occasional cocktails. Running the machine at full capacity when you only need a few pounds of ice can waste electricity and increase wear on the components. Lastly, the unit's noise level is noticeable. Because it's air-cooled, the fan and compressor run constantly, and you'll hear a low hum that can be heard in an open-plan kitchen. For a quiet home bar that's close to a living room, that hum might be a distraction. Who should press the buy button? If you run a bar, a CAF, a food truck, or a catering service that needs a steady stream of Flake ice, this machine checks almost every box: high output, soft texture, and a storage bin that reduces refill trips. It's also a solid choice for a large office that wants to keep a water dispenser stocked with ice without sending someone to the freezer every hour. The value really comes from the time saved in service and the consistency of the ice shape, which can elevate the perceived quality of your drinks. Who should walk away? If you're a typical homeowner who only needs ice for occasional family gatherings, a countertop cube maker or a small countertop Flake machine will be cheaper, quieter, and take up far less space. The Manitowoc's daily production is far beyond what a family of 4 would ever use, and the larger footprint could feel like a waste of cabinet space. Also, if you're renting and can't make permanent changes to your kitchen layout, the size and need for a dedicated vent might make this unit impractical. Let's talk dollars for a moment. The sticker price is